2020 will come to order. Please call the roll.
Councilman Borowski?
Here.
Councilman Lamb?
Here.
Councilman Davis? Here. Councilman Costello?
Here.
Councilman Fisher?
Here.
Councilman Phillips?
Here. Please read the Open Public Meetings Act first. 2020 will come to order. Please call the roll.
Any comments from the public that received via email represented by the municipal clerk will be read and discussed by mayor and council at the meeting. During the public comment period, most meetings posted on our website with instructions on how to publicly connect to the live streaming council.
Thank you. I'm again going to read the Zoom disclaimer here that is now standard for our meetings. During the public comment parts of the meeting, if you'd like to speak, please click raise your hand button and we will be notified of your request to talk. The mayor will recognize you and your microphone will be unmuted to allow you to speak. Once you have completed speaking, your mic will be remuted. For security reasons, we cannot recognize anyone who is listed as anonymous or a phone number that is not identified. When you're recognized and unmuted, you must first state your name and address before saying any comments or asking any questions. Failure to do so may result in you being muted and or disconnected. On computers, the raise your hand button can be found in the webinar controls section, typically at the bottom of your screen. If you raise your hand by accident, please feel free to lower your hand. If you are only joining by dialing in, you can simply dial *9 and toggle between raise hand and lower hand. On a mobile device, the raise hand and lower hand buttons are typically found in the lower left corner of the screen. This meeting will also be live streamed on YouTube. There is roughly a 20-second delay in the process. YouTube chat will no longer be used for public comment. Okay. This time I'm going to ask for a moment of silence. Thankfully, we're not aware of any local residents who passed away. So, your own personal thoughts, keep in mind during the moment of silence. After which I will ask Councilman Fowler to lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. As you obviously can tell, we're still on Zoom until the governor changes the restrictions. I believe that all of our meetings are going to be conducted this way. We are getting numerous requests with regard to the upcoming public hearing on Verizon's 5G application to be independent. We're looking into that. Mr. George is going to be dealing with the leading municipalities to see if they have any insight into how we can accomplish this while also maintaining the necessary social distance. So this is the last meeting in 2020. It was a very interesting year for us. No surprises. I'll give a better recap during the reorganization meeting, which will occur right after the first of the year in January. But it was a challenging year. We look forward to a good 2021. So on to the agenda. We have approval of minutes of the caucus regular meeting of November 16th and caucus regular meetings of December 7th, 2020. If there are no changes or alterations, I'll so moved. Second. And roll call, please.
Councilman Borowski?
Yes.
Councilman Phillips?
Yes.
Councilman Salem? Yes. Councilman Costello?
Yes.
Councilman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Lamb?
Yes. Thank you. On to the consent agenda. I will read the resolutions off by number, accepting council comments along the way. Motion and second at the end of the list, and we will see if we have any public comment before we take the vote. Number 266, awarding a contract to firefighter 1 for the purchase of required equipment needed for the fire department under state contract 2577-2 in the amount of $20,944.80. 267, authorize a refund of zoning application fee in the amount of $25 that was paid twice. Authorizing cancellation of prior year federal and state grants receivable in amount of $7,148.97. 269, authorizing the cancellation of improvement authorization balances for completed projects. 270, authorizing the transfer of funds between appropriations in the amount of $35,000. 271, authorizing the cancellation of 2020 current fund appropriation balances in the amount of $400,000. 272, authorizing the cancellation of 2020 sewer operating fund appropriation balances in the amount of $112,000. 273, authorizing cancellation of 2020 electric operating fund appropriation balances in the amount of $80,000. 274, authorizing the cancellation of 2020 water operating fund appropriation balances in the amount of $103,000. 274A, approving a 50/50 off-premises raffle for the Lovelet PTO to be drawn on Monday, February 15th, 2021 at 7 p.m. 74B, amending the raffle license RL509 for the Lovelet Elementary PTO to reflect the draw date change for the 50/50 off-premises raffle from December 18th, 2020 to December 16th, 2020. I'm assuming those dates are accurate. 2020, not 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Cancellation of the appropriations allows us to utilize those funds in next year's budget immediately without having to wait for the period, which is required if we do not do that. Obviously, we did not spend some of the monies that were appropriated, which is usually good. Discussion on the part of council is comments on Zoom with regard to consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boraski? Councilman Filippo?
Yes.
Councilman Bela?
Yes.
Councilman Salzio?
Yes.
Councilman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes. And that motion is approved. Resolutions on consent is number 275, the bills list, the amount of $350,287.68. So moved. Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boraski?
Yes.
Councilman Filippo?
Yes.
Councilman Bela?
Yes.
Councilman Salzio?
Yes.
Councilman Fisher?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes. And that motion is approved. Makes that record here today, 8 minutes. Unfinished business. Council members having unfinished business that they would like to discuss tonight. I'll get to you last. Okay. Anyone else? Jim?
Mayor, we're in contact with Dr. Farrell over at Stockton, the research center. He prepared the proposal that we asked him to do, but with the staffing pandemic, he thought that it got sent to Borough. It did not. He sent it to us today. I spoke to the CFO. There probably is enough money to cover his proposal, which includes, design, surveys, construction, oversight. If we wanted to do it tonight, with pending available funds certification, we could, or we could wait until the next meeting.
I'd like to see it. I haven't seen it yet, Judge. I'd certainly like to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure you see a copy of it.
Okay. And then we'll get to it, we can do it at reorg if we needed to.
Okay.
Any other old business?
I just want everybody to appreciate, these flowers, and family was so very, very happy that they sent me this little note for all of you. Thank you to all of us for giving us the best gift of all this year. And that was the beautiful bench in honor of their daughter, Kate, that they lost. And we put a bench. All of us did a great job putting a bench on the pier. And she wanted us to have this. So we share it with her. Thank you very much.
Okay. How about new business? Any council member have new business that they would like to discuss?
Well, this might be unfinished also.
Okay. We'll go back.
Our firemen work very hard and take chances, and they work. It's just a lot of work, and I know they're also asking for donations. So I want to make sure that that you get your donation in. I'm going to give mine over to the mayor because his son is the president.
Bob goes there more than that.
That's important, it's very important thing to support our firemen. So I want to make sure you know that.
All right, how about new business? Anita, you're up to new business.
New business, let's say. I'm working, looking all over the place for grants.
Make sure it's muted.
So we can do things for the people in our town without having to spend all of our money to do it. I looked at.
I'll keep an
the
eye on it.
reports, and I've got
Yeah, I'll keep an eye
every 3 acres. And the one thing that Green Acres said, I swear,
So I don't know.
3 acres. And the one thing they said was, as long as designation is not to have an urban age municipality nor a densely populated community, Green Acres assistance would only be in the form of a 2% loan over a 20-year payback schedule. And after talking to the mayor, he said he probably could do better than that with a bond. But what we should do down there is our pickleball court is not in such good shape. A lot of people play. When I was going to get that grant, I asked if they would please write me a letter that I could send asking for the grant, and they did. And they talked all about how important it is, and it's the benefits of pickleball. And she sent me a list of all the people that play pickleball, 2 pages typed, all the Loblet people that play pickleball, and how excited they all are about this. And she didn't even put the names of the Pat Doles has a group that plays in the school in the picture, and they include their names. And it's just a great sport. And she's down there, there's kids playing it because they offer it in all the high schools now. Football isn't, of course, you can. And what's nice is old people play with young people, and they mix, and that's how pickleball started. So, and then she wrote down all the most important things about pickleball. And we do have to fix our pickleball court up. So I'm looking around as much as I can for grants and help with it. And she's going to see if she can get people to donate, and they can get cards and everything to the pickleball court. I am waiting now. Jim's been down there, Dave's been down there getting involved with this. And I'm looking for Marina Baruka, who is the councilman in Tom's River, because like I said in one of the meetings, they're building with the big response everywhere. They're building the street in Northern Beach, and they're building 5 in China Beach. So I'm waiting for their contract name to see what something like this would cost us. So I'm really.
Well, while you're on that topic, Anita, they did hand me a stack here today of maybe 20, 25 standard form response notifications here. Virtually every one of them puts us on notice as to safety issues down there at the pickleball courts. I mean, are we risking liability here by allowing them to remain open? Maybe we need to close them until we can figure out what we're going to do with the pickleball courts. I think. What's your attention like that? Yeah, I mean, now that we're on notice, I think we'll have to close them.
Well, I don't know how dangerous it is. There's 2 sides to them. I think the one side isn't as dangerous, but maybe they shouldn't play on the one side.
I think we need to assess the situation down there. Virtually every one of these talks about a safety concern. Mr. George, have an opinion on that?
It is important that they're safe.
I'm sorry, Mayor. I think that there is a liability issue. I wasn't able to hear Councilwoman Salom's comments fully because of the sound, but I did hear your recap of it, and I think that there may be some. It may be more subject to how the insurer looks at it as opposed to a legal question, but it does fall under the Tort Claims Act potentials for premises liability under Article 4 of the Tort Claims Act. We could look at that more in light of Councilwoman Salom's concerns as to whether some or all of it should be restricted.
Mr. George, have you seen these uniform forms here, these communications to the borough? If you have not, we'll make sure you get them tomorrow, but you review them for us.
I will, Your Honor. I haven't seen them, but as soon as they're forwarded, we'll go through them.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mayor, didn't we put the improvements to tennis courts as part of our long-term capital project?
They are on the capital improvement list, yes.
So we observed, or we
Sure, get them all.
put out there that we anticipate doing something.
At the last meeting, I think we had a discussion on it as well.
There was a project for 2020, listed as one of the 2020 items.
You know, many projects are on our capital improvement list and get approved when we finally get the funding for them, so.
By the same token, Mayor, I think we had a large amount of residents that were really asking.
Well, I want to review these, Jim. I don't know that they're residents. I want to see who these people are.
I've had a few people contact me, that I know, maybe not residents, but taxpayers and property owners in town. And I'm not sure where they domicile, but, like we just, $400,000 this year's budget, next year's surplus. I think if this is something this governing body wants to do, be responsive to these people, I think we can find.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be in 2021, Jim. This is the last meeting here. And, you know, we had different proposals brought forward, and I don't think that we've ever decided on any one that was going to be acceptable to us. So I think we still have research to do before we decide, you know, which project and how much to spend on these things. I mean, yes, we may have the money in next year's budget.
Some of the material that we brought, surfaces that we brought forward, some of the pickleball people didn't want those surfaces. So then it went back in discussion again, and we do the same surfaces that we've had there in the past. You're talking about something maybe every 15 years we got to revisit and do all over again. So that's where the issue comes in, I think. You can't settle on what type of surface we're going to apply to that area. I think we're going to know that if we do it the old-fashioned way, if you will, it's going to be something that we're going to every 15, 20, maybe we get out of it, and that's about it.
So the repairs Mr. Lyon was talking about is absolutely correct. The cheaper end of it was, I think 40,000 to 50,000 for repairs. That would be the plastic or out of it, or putting a thin membrane on top of the existing, that would be filling the cracks with this membrane over. That would run 50,000, 60,000. To do basically a quick repair of our courts would be 200,000, but Mr. Lynn is absolutely correct. That would be something that everybody says because of the area that we're shifting ground, it would be 10 to 15 years for that crack sealing. One contractor quoted us 400,000 for reinforced concrete, which is less likely but not 100% guaranteed on the crack. So our quotes were anywhere from 50,000 to 400,000.
All the contractors also for those two areas, those courts. Ultimately, they haven't taken them yet.
The one reason what kind of material they're going to use down there as well.
What was the last time we had that court redone?
Maybe some 15 years ago. I don't remember which. It was tennis.
And yes, they are a safety issue. I wouldn't play with those courts. So I mean, and that's even just I mean, it's going to be a major fix to get something that's going to be worth a lot of spending those kind of funds.
No option.
I mean, if we're going to spend $50,000, $60,000, we're back in 10 years. And it's,
Well, we're 400,000. We're back in 15.
right. So,
It's just a weird.
To our homework on this one.
Mayor, am I correct? Don't we still have a problem at the old basketball courts that we repair as well as the tennis courts, as well as the pickleball courts? We're not talking about one location. We're talking about several locations down there that need to be addressed. I'm not talking about what's been used. I'm talking about the project that we've been discussing now for a while. We took away some courts, tennis courts, to give it to pickleball. So we have old courts that are even worse than the pickleball courts.
It's down there, she's right. This is still, we actually, we were doing, the last paving job. We looked at, we had the contractor look at that for us. And do a very quick overlay of, non-milling, not removing surfaces, just do a quick thin overlay. We still makes us, I believe, on top. That's what that.
We have
That's
multiple.
not why she lost the work there.
We need to look at. We need to look at all.
There's a big push for pickleball right now. We understand that, more so than tennis, more so than basketball. But clearly, it's controversial. So, it's expensive. We got to pick the right project at the right cost. So I don't think it's something we need to.
Wasn't there a big push for hockey? The hockey, that was 10 years ago.
That was 20 years ago.
And everybody, 20 was it?
Roller hockey. Yes, I agree. It's on our minds. It's not insignificant to spend up to $400,000 in taxpayers' money on sport. Okay, any other new business, Anita, now that you got the ball rolling there on that one?
I'll bring the contractor, find out more.
Okay. Find out what the specifications are for, what they're using, what the material is.
No, she didn't, they didn't work.
Your engineer should have put out specs for the contract, though, right?
Last I worked for police.
We'll see what they're doing.
Yeah, because I haven't done this stuff.
Okay. Maybe we can get the repairs done by summer.
It's
Make them safe. Any other new business?
Just one thing, we received an award from, Ocean County Board of Freeholders for our outstanding participation in the 2020 census. Even though we had the coronavirus going on, we were able to exceed our response rate, guaranteeing a complete count in 2020.
So we exceeded the county rate or?
I guess for our county,
We exceeded what our previous number.
I guess. It was a complete Thank you, everybody, for participating.
They got to sleep at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, after the morning, and you got the report that's under the box. All right, thank you, Dave. Sorry about that. Sorry. Any other new business? Hearing none, we'll have to move on to, citizen comments. While we're waiting, we'll move on to council now.
Yeah, do not see any hands raised.
Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a safe season. Everybody, please be careful, and enjoy.
Okay?
Just like to wish everybody a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, wear your mask, and when the vaccine becomes available, get your shot.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Healthy New Year.
Joanne?
Just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Be well.
I'm about to say, except I want to wish happy birthday to Waffle tonight. We
Is it
are,
tonight?
tonight we are 137 years old.
Wow.
137. Yeah.
What she said.
This year
Oh.
we did our 20th anniversary, beautification, and kept us so many beautiful things in town. Like, snowflake. And they really did a great job. They spent, I think they gave $2,000 for public works. The department. And so we then started talking about the department, very excited. And I was telling, they remembered I mentioned it at one of the meetings, that years ago, the bayfront, there was a man that owned the whole bayfront. And he was moving to California, and he wanted to sell the bayfront. From the bridge to West Avenue. The planning board invested in the steel. It was not like it was today. But he wanted to sell it to the town first. And he came to the mayor's council and asked the mayor's council to buy it, give it back to them. They'll recognize that. So Charlie M. Hankins, not the one being up, Charlie M. Hankins, was very upset about that. He said, no, I think we should buy that land, and the mayor's council. So the very next election, which is coming up very soon, he told all his friends to write him in as mayor. And he won. He wanted to write him for mayor in this town. And as soon as he got there, they made that decision to buy $72,000. They bought the bayfront from the West Island Bridge to the yacht club. And we're very happy that they decided to do that because that could have been developed and we would never see the beautiful sunsets we see down there and there's a lot of things to do down there.
Turned out to be a good idea for during this depression and we were really,
Yeah.
we were having a tough time
Yeah.
just making it as a town.
But thank goodness they did.
It's really just that.
Yeah, and they
Kind of like pickleball.
yeah.
Sticky situation.
Thank
you for history there.
Yeah, so what happened was, me and Charlie said, I'd like to make a memorial for my mom in that park. And he said, that's why that quote was.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
I wish everybody a wonderful holiday. I'm so sorry we're missing so many wonderful things this year, but.
Mr. Rice, anything? Oh, yes. Comments?
One thing I should want to talk about their new business. The Borough of Manalocan is looking to renew the agreement that they used to use the courtroom. We had a 2-year agreement with them, looking to apply the same terms as for 2020 with them, $660 per month for $7,920 a year. I'm not proposing a hike for this year because in essence, they voted to use it. This year, so.
The building is open.
I know they don't.
They don't even have a job.
All right, do we need an answer from that today? What's up?
I'll prepare, again, if you have any discussion on it, I'll go ahead and prepare with that fee. I'll bring it back to you.
I'll make that motion to extend it.
We'll put it on the next meeting then.
Okay, we'll put it on the next meeting, go on to the roll call right now. I can do that. All right, next meeting. Retract your motion about that.
Take it to the next meeting. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The,
I'm sorry, if you'd like to do it Verizon.
yes,
So I would like to clarify, we've got a lot of communications from people. This is not a borough initiated endeavor. Verizon. Verizon is going nationwide with their 5G program. I checked with other towns. They've also almost simultaneously given applications to Seaside Heights and they're in communication with the Seaside Park, and we have a meeting with Seaside Park at the earlier part of the year after the first of the year. So they are looking to go in all these towns around, maybe a couple other towns. As far as Powell River goes, I just observed one today, when I was on Route 37. There were more of those poles out there already. Earlier in the work, one immediately past someone. I'm sorry, Wawa on Route 37. One by the car wash, a couple blocks down, one by the Honda motorcycle dealer, by Sickle Builders, and one right corner of 37 and Washington Street. I think we're going at 37 and 166 too. So they have, we're not, one of the other misconceptions that we're the test case. We're looking to go home with this else. So that is all. But again, this is not a borough initiated activity. What we do, and I just wanted to educate everyone, is what the process is. Now, when the borough gets an application, our planning, our goes right immediately to our engineer. The engineer conducts an assessment of the application. The engineer then prepares a report for the planning board. The planning board will meet on August, January 6th, at the reorganization meeting. The planning board will work through that whole application along with the engineer's report, and then they make the recommendation to the borough council, who will be hearing it on January 19th, to make the vote on it. That's the process. We have very limited things that we can look at. I posted some things on the borough website. The full schedule, the locations of where they proposed on these sites, and then a piece from Verizon as well that they submitted to us. And it's an informational piece. Again, that's from Verizon. We did not prepare it. I'm putting it out there for the public to be, for their benefit to look at it. It's not prepared by us, enforced by us. It's just there for the public, so it's part of their information. Again, I put something on the website as well from New Jersey League of Municipalities. It's a very good piece that tells us what our parameters are, I guess, as far as what we can and can't do, and how we're going to go ahead and process this. It's very limited. The FCC put rules out in 2018. They reaffirmed them this summer, and we have a very limited role that we can do. The borough, our borough was heads up, and we addressed it with an ordinance. A lot of times, we don't even have the ordinance yet. Because we have that ordinance, we won't be able to address these things. And take steps where we are allowed to, and that's with aesthetics and safety. So, again, just want to get out. There's written a lot of letters on this, and I just want to put out this. Some of the stuff been out there that the town is initiated.
I think for 2 years we've been dealing with this, and the borough has put up a good fight resisting this. In fact, it's not something that we welcomed into the community. When it initially was applied for here in town, we were pretty much the test case. We were the first town out here on the island to have an application submitted. Obviously, it's a wider approach that they're taking this time by applying simultaneously to the other towns. Didn't Manalocan already approved, or Bricktown? One of them approved it. I think it's Manalocan.
That's not an answer. I guess their clerk.
So we'll continue, but to some extent, our hands are tied. I encourage everybody to look at the website, our website, and read all the literature that is there. We'll continue to resist as best we can here at the borough. Anita, you have another comment?
Did I read that the federal government supersedes and
Supremacy.
I think you got it down to a much better program with all your involvement, the mayor's involvement, got back down to much a better process that they're going to be coming here and doing that. Yeah, I think it's tough to fight the federal government.
Right, any other comments?
Oh, I just get a letter, I did get a letter from St. Margaret Bay thanking us. We couldn't be here without you. Thank you for caring so much about Margaret Bay, and grateful for the gift that you sent to us. Together we can continue to work towards a safe, visual, and schoolable future for all. So we thank us.
We'll do one more shot to the public since maybe it took a little time, nothing there. Very, very good. Then I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We'll see you on the New Organization, which is the 3rd, the 4th, January 4th, 7 p.m. here. Motion to adjourn. So, all in favor?
Everyone, have a happy holidays. Be safe, be careful, and be happy.
Thank you, Phil.
You too, Phil.